Hello, we'll be talking to you about the Hack programming language. So what is Hack? It's pretty much the exact same as PHP, except it has some overall new features and better code quality and bug fixes. It was made by Facebook and it uses the HHVM, which is the hip hop virtual machine, to execute its code. Right now it's only available on Linux, but Windows and Mac are currently being developed. So now let's go over some of its features and benefits that it has over PHP. So something Hack has that PHP doesn't is type annotation, which pretty much allows you to specify the type of a variable. So you can declare a variable as string or int, and that must be a string or int. If you give it if it's a string, you give it a number without the quotations, then it puts back a fatal error. You can do this with functions as well inside the parameters, and the colon after the function means that it has to return that value. So in this function right here, it must return an int, or else it will bring back an error. This is helpful for someone who's just reading the code, and so they know that a function or a variable has to be that type and nothing else. But it's also useful because the runtime engine knows it has to be that specific type, so it can optimize it so there's no needless type conversion. So now there are generics, pretty much very similar to C++, where it allows different classes that perform the same operation to use the same code but with different types. So you can have variables, parameters, and return types as type T. That is pretty much all I have to say about generics. Now on to asynchronous solutions. So in Hack, they support a lot more asynchronous tasks, whereas in PHP they do as well, but it's not as clean and has limited support. Whereas Hack introduces async and await keywords that execute in parallel, whereas PHP does not have those features. Those are just some of the key features that Hack introduced. There's many more, but they're kind of small and hard to cover. So now I'll be showing you how to install Hack. So installing Hack is fairly simple. We just have to go to their website. I'm going to go to the install section, prepackage install, pick your version of Linux that you're using and the version of that. I'm using 14.04. Then all you're going to have to do is copy the commands it gives you into the terminal. Paste them all. And then it should simply get the Hack files for you. So now at the end it should say HHVM is installed, which is good. Now we're just going to make sure it actually is all set up and working. I'm going to quickly create a new folder. Name it Hack. I'm going to create a new file. And it has to be a PHP file. Even though we're using Hack, all Hack extensions are still PHP. We start the tag with the HH instead of PHP. And we're simply just going to echo the version number we're using. So now this is not going to work, and I'm just going to show you. I know it's not going to work because we're missing a pretty important part. And you start, when you want to run it, you just say HHVM, then we press enter, and we get a fatal error. And the reason we get a fatal error is because Hack doesn't know where this file is. So we just simply have to create a new document, rename it .hhconfig. So now we have .hhconfig in here. We will try it again, and it works. That's pretty much how you install Hack is fairly simple. So now Justin will be demoing some of the things I talked about as well as some things that I didn't.
Hello everyone, I'm going to be talking about some of the benefits that come with Hack. To name a few, you have the ability to explicitly type your parameters and return values, have the ability to use generics, use enums, and even lambdas. In PHP, enums could be faked by using an abstract class, as you can see on the screen, with the abstract class coding language. I'm going to just print out each of these values to demonstrate. As we can see, PHP is 0, Java is 1, and C is 2. With Hack, an actual enum type can be created as I demonstrate right now. Enum, coding language, and I will also explicitly state that the return value is an int. And I'll just fill everything back in. PHP is equal to 0, Java is equal to 1, and C is equal to 2. Now we'll just print this out. Coding language, : PHP dot new line character, and we'll echo this out, and we'll do the same for the other two. So we'll just copy and paste this, change this to Java, and change this to C. Oops, I forgot to save. There we go. And as we can see, the output is the same, but Hack allows code to be shorter, more concise, and more easily understandable. Another useful tool introduced with Hack is the use of lambdas. A lambda is a small function that doesn't have a name, allowing small snippets of code to be easily reused. Although generally lambdas do not have a name, I'll be demonstrating with Hack a named lambda. We'll call our lambda function $lamb, and to indicate that this is a lambda, we will be using two equal signs followed by a greater than sign. The variables to the left of this visual arrow are considered to be the parameters that will be passed into this lambda, and everything to the right in curly braces are the operations performed by this lambda. Once everything is filled out, we can easily call it with echo $lamb, and let's say 10. And let's define what $b is. In this case, we'll define it as 5. We'll run this and see that the result is 15. As you can see, this can be extremely useful in quickening the already fast functionality of PHP. These are only a few of the many features that Hack introduces. We hope you enjoyed this small intro to Hack, and we thank you for watching.